Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How are you? Fine. Thank you for coming today. I'm Kim, the host for today's talk. Before I introduce today's speaker, would you please turn off your cell phones and switch them to silent mode? Thank you. Today's speaker, Noelle Easterday, a graduate student at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, is going to talk about secrets of adolescent girls. She will be presenting on her research that she did over the course of 2 years at all girls high schools in Seoul. Are you ready? Yes. Shall we bring her to the front? Let's welcome her.
Okay, so I have been a long time Korea visitor. Every summer I come back, and nowadays I'm doing research at the University of Illinois for my doctoral degree, a PhD degree in anthropology. And this summer I came back to Gwangju and I'm taking Korean language courses at Notre Dame University, and I am thinking about new research topics. So hopefully by the end of the presentation you'll have some ideas on what your opinion of what should be researched in Korea is. Okay, but what I'm going to present on is some research that I did for my master's degree. And at the time, I didn't know this would be my master's degree research. Actually, I was just an English teacher at a high school in Seoul. And I was trying to figure out a way to engage my students meaningfully. Oftentimes, when you're an English teacher, you do lots of fun, easy lessons about vocabulary or grammar or just English language, but I really wanted to talk to my students and I wanted my students to talk to me. So I thought, how can I do this? Well, one of my colleagues had done a similar lesson to this, and this is what I did. So there's a website called postsecret.com. Does anyone know this website? Okay, this is a really wonderful online blog. Every week on Saturday at midnight, 11:59 p.m., it changes to new postcards. And what they do is they post postcards that have a secret written on it. And it's a homemade postcard. Anyone can mail a postcard to this person with their secret on it, but no name. It's anonymous. And every week they post more secrets. So every week you get to learn other people's secrets, which is a fascinating public project. And so I thought this would be really interesting to do with my students. What are my students' secrets? I had an idea of what I thought an American high school student's secrets might be, but I didn't know what a Korean high school student's secrets might be. Okay, so this is the lesson. Hi. So this is the lesson that I did with my students. I'm just going to show you what I asked them to do, and then I'm going to show you the data. And there will be lots of pictures, so I hope you enjoy it. All right, so this is the lesson I did. What's your secret? Why do people keep secrets? Which is actually a really interesting thing to think about, because there are many reasons why people keep secrets. Shame, they're shy, they feel it's private information. When I come to Korea, the first thing people usually ask me is, do you have a boyfriend? Right? To me, that's private information, but to you, it's not, right? So sometimes I keep a secret. Oh, it's secret? Because I think it's private, right? Sometimes to be secure, sometimes you're afraid, sometimes someone else tells you something, but you don't want to repeat it, so then it becomes a secret, right? Telling a white lie to protect someone's feelings, and to protect your own reputation. So there are many reasons why people keep secrets, right? So I told them what the website was, and I told them that the postcards look like art, so the visual part of the postcard is important, in addition to what is said, and that the secrets must be something you've never told anyone, and it's anonymous. Okay? So I showed them examples from the website. So this one says, my parents don't know that I know that they wanted a son. So this secret is basically saying, my mom and dad wanted a son, but they had me, the girl. I know this, right? And obviously she doesn't want to tell them she knows. Why? Maybe she's afraid. Maybe she doesn't want to hurt their feelings. Maybe she doesn't want to fight. There could be many reasons why. And so my students, they all discussed with each other, why is this a secret? Who said it? Why was it kept a secret? Right? Here's another one. I want it to rain the day I get married. It's a very interesting secret. There are many possibilities why. I feel like I'm always hiding behind a mask. I lost everything and it set me free. Sometimes I have dreams that toilets are eating my bum. I'm terribly afraid of them. So sometimes the secrets are very serious and sometimes they're funny, right? This is funny, right? You think this is not normal, right? Maybe that's why it's a secret. Okay, I think life is easier for men. One of these men is the father of her child. He pays me a lot to keep it secret. So someone famous has a baby somewhere, and he pays her money to keep it a secret. One of these people. We don't know who, but she knows who. Right? So these are example secrets. So in a group, they answer these questions. Number one, what kind of person wrote this card? Your guess. Obviously, you can never know, right? But it's to help you think about it. Why does he or she keep this secret? What does this postcard tell us about this person's life? If people knew the secret, what would happen? If suddenly someone knew this famous actor was the father of her child, what would happen? Maybe she would stop getting money, right? Or maybe he would divorce his wife. Like, there are big ramifications, there are big consequences to secrets being told, which is why you keep them to yourself, right? Usually. Okay, so I gave them homework, and it's always difficult to give homework in my class because I only saw them one time in a week, and so 7 days later, they always forget their homework, but this time they remembered. Okay, and I will show you what they did. Yeah. Okay, so remember, this is the postcard website that was the example. And this is what they did. Isn't that amazing? Every time I see this, I get chills. Because they took it very seriously. And they really wanted to say something. And they took a lot of time doing each one. Only one secret per person. So each secret here is representative of one student. Not all my students did it. Some of my students forgot. But 300 did, which is a lot. Okay, so here are some more. So what I did was, I looked at them and I thought, oh my gosh, what am I going to do with all of these? I can't throw them away. I can't give them away. I have to keep them, but I don't know what they mean to me yet. They make me think about my students, but I didn't know what to do with them. So 2 years later, I was in the University of New Mexico doing my master's thesis, or my master's degree, and I thought, I have data. This is data. It says something. So I need to look at all of these secrets, and they will tell me a story, and then I will write it. So what I did is I went through and I divided them by theme. So all of these secrets here have something to do with being afraid. Like this person says she's afraid of watching horror movies. Okay, and she says she's afraid of people's eyes or people looking at her. There were some about suicide, sex, gender, self-reflection, all of these, and I made a chart. Okay? So I went through each one. It was actually really fun, right? Usually data is very slow and tedious to go through, but this was a really fun exercise. So I divided it up, and what I found was over half of all the secrets were in these three categories. And so that tells me that many students in Korea have similar experiences and similar feelings about something that they keep secret. Or else, why would there be so many of a similar topic? So to me, it's saying these students are having similar experiences, and there is something in their lives that is common to all of them. Most of them. Okay. And then there were some that were like little snippets here. And here you can see the numbers of how many secrets. So 13 about fears, 13 character flaws, deviance, boys' loves, body image, right? So in this presentation, I'm going to look at the first three. So here are some examples. The first one, emotional and psychological distress. Examples of this are, I'm so sad, but I don't cry. That was one secret. Another secret, I want to leave wherever. So these students are telling me they feel distress, and it's emotional or psychological. Okay, another one was grades in schools. I want to get more, improve a grade in my exam, which I think you can totally guess that this is something that many students feel, right? Or maybe you felt it yourself. Another one, I know that I study hard because I'm a high school student. However, my mind doesn't make me study. How to make my mind study? They don't know how to study harder. And then body image. I want more and more beautiful, but... And then I have black skin. I'm so sad. Another example. Boys in love. He might be my boyfriend, but he is not my boyfriend. As usual, I run into impossibility love. Deviant. So somehow they misbehaved. I have several watches. Some were bought without my mom's permission. I went out, but my mother doesn't know. Of course this is secret, right? Because she would get in trouble if her mother knew. Okay, so that's deviant. Deviating from what is considered good behavior. Character flaws. I am not generous. Maybe she acts generous, but she doesn't feel generous. Or maybe she's not generous at all, but she feels that that is something that is wrong. Fears. I see everything as a ghost at night. I am bisexuality, which is something that I was really surprised. There were only 8 about sex and sexuality. I think in America, my guess is this category would be more. Suicide and death, there were 7 of those. This was really difficult for me because I didn't know the students and I wanted to help them, but it was anonymous for a reason, right? So that was very difficult for me as a teacher to see. Hate, I hate my father. Sometimes I want to kill him. Very serious. Right? Friends, I don't think I have a best friend who I talk my secrets. Ha ha ha, I have no secret. Maybe they wanted to do their homework quickly, and so they thought, oh, I have no secrets. They don't love me, mom, dad, my sister. And then just general miscellaneous. Sometimes I feel I'm losing the mind of a child. Okay, so those are examples of all the categories, but remember I'm going to talk about the major categories. Emotional, psychological distress, which is the majority of one topic, all in one piece of the pie. So we're going to look at this first. Are you guys following? Yeah?
Can I ask one question?
Yes.
Are these all from girls?
They're all girls.
Oh.
Yeah, all girls. Yeah, that's actually a really important point. Yeah. If I did a girls and boys high, I only taught at a girls high school during this. If it was boys and girls, I really wonder if this would be different. I really wonder all the time. I think, oh, I wish I would have done a boys' school too. But maybe in the future. Maybe it's a future research project. I don't know. Okay, so what do they feel? The psychological and emotional distress. They feel lost. The majority of my students somehow feel lost. Where am I? What I want? I'm not here. Find me. I don't know what I want. I don't know what I want to do. I don't know what I should do. I don't know what I will do. I don't know what is my real dream. I don't know about my dream. I don't know what to do in the future. I don't have a dream. They feel lost. I want to know how I can write the next page of my life. I lost my way. I think this is a very powerful statement by students. And I want you guys to see these because I think everyone needs to know how they are feeling. Okay? They also feel alone. What can I do for me? I want to have a problem for this solution. I feel so lonely, sad, alone, solitude, one person. Sometimes I'm alone. I feel lonely many times. I don't want to be alone. Sometimes I feel alone. I'm lonely. My secret is I'm very lonely. Here's an example of that one. They feel sad, depressed. I'm scared on Christmas Eve if they see that I'm sad. I sink into deep melancholia. I'm always happy, but crying. I always smile, but actually I'm sad. Do I seem happy? Because I'm not. How many tears? I'm so sad, but I don't cry. I'm crying. So here's one example of that, where she's happy on the outside, but sad on the inside. Here's another one. I'm crying. I'm very sad because I'm very sleepy. This is probably the most sad face I've ever seen. So sleepy. I have many stress, so I'm lonely and sad. I'm so sad, but I don't cry. I'm so sad, but I don't cry. And this one, I think, is the root of the issue here. I think everyone knows that as a teenager you feel sad, lonely, lost. But these girls are saying it's a secret. So they don't feel they can share this with other people in their real lives. They feel like they must keep this to themselves. And that's why it's a secret. They don't feel like they can share that they're sad with other people. Okay. So, I act hard in front of my parents, but so she's saying that when she's alone, she's actually very vulnerable, right? That she acts really tough in front of her parents. I'm afraid of my future. I hate me so bad. These are things that these girls think, but they don't think that they can share this with anyone else. They're not comfortable sharing it. Okay, why do they feel this distress? Why do they feel emotional and psychological distress and dissatisfaction? And I think everyone knows one of the major reasons is the way that they go through grades, their grade experience in school. So here are some examples of very specific school secrets. I really want to study more than now. God, please help me. Okay? All 100. However, my mind doesn't make me study. How to make my mind study. I have some secrets. One of them is not very good at studying. I wish could study. I have to study hard, but I must study hard, but study. I feel a headache. I don't like study. I hate study. Study, 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 study. Here are more. They were very specific about the pressure of performing at school. And I won't read through all of these. Here are some. My grade is floor. I don't know what can I do. If I didn't go university, I won't go university. I'm very sad. Here's the university. But this is the obstacle, right? Okay. I don't know what to do. 0 on her exams. But here, this is the important part at the bottom. Sorry, Mom. Sorry, Mom. It's an apology to her mother. Sorry, Mom. I'm so sad. I'm so sorry. My brain is full. my head, I have a headache. I have bad grades. This is really interesting. I hate this grade graph because my parents are worried and sad. So I'm not happy. So this is very obvious that students are feeling the pressure not only for themselves, but especially for their family, their parents. They feel pressure to perform. Yeah. I'm exhausted. Korean education system kills me. Why I have to study in stress. This is very strong language. So they obviously feel very strongly about this. And remember, this is secret. They say this is their secret. So maybe everyone knows Korean high school students hate high school. They hate the exam. But these students are saying, I cannot share my emotions with other people. Okay. I feel like I'm a slave of the bed. This should not be surprising for anyone who is a teacher in Korea, or a student in Korea, or a family member, or a friend of a student in Korea. This should not be surprising, right? Everyone understands that this is how people feel, right? But why? Why do they feel this way? Okay, so my anthropological analysis of this is that in my understanding of Korean culture and the way Korean society works is there is this very Korean ideology, the way Koreans think is they're always thinking about the future, right? Preparing for the future. The best preparation for future success, right? Am I right? Right? Prepare now, so later your future will be successful. This is all of Korean society is really pushing for this, especially in high school. If you study hard now, then you can get into a good university, then you can go to college and get a good job, and then your future will be more successful, right? So there's actually what I call a reduction of risk, or preventing future risk. So if I do not invest a lot of time and effort now, then I am risking my future potential. If I don't invest so much energy now, then later I will have less success to work with, right? Am I right?
Right.
At the end you can tell me if I'm wrong, it's no problem, right? Again, I'm just a visitor, right? But this is what I think, and this is what I see. So people now are obsessing about the future. And they think that now doesn't matter. Because they are obsessing about the future. It doesn't matter as much. So another thing, so grades in school are really important. Body image is also really important, and especially for girls, and especially in Korea. And this is something that is similar in America, but the pressure is very specific in Korea that is different than in America. In America, if your body is not slim, you can still get a job easily. In Korea, it's not necessarily the case all the time. There's a huge pressure to have a very good body from an early age so that in the future, you will be successful, right? Okay, so Korean girls, they all feel fat. My students, even if they were thin, they still felt fat. So here, this postcard to me, I'm still thinking about this. Because put on weight, 51, 52, 53. In my opinion, 53 kilos, it's 116 pounds. It's tiny. Of course, this is an American standard, right? But this is not very much weight, in my opinion. But in this girl's opinion, this was terrifying for her. Even though it is still small, she's thinking the future. I will be bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's terrifying for her, and she's very afraid. Okay? I have secret fat. I was thin, but now I'm fat. Be careful, my problem is weight. Because I think I get weight higher, higher, higher. So I think I have to diet. How about you think? I couldn't answer her. I wish I could. Right? I have a secret. Fat. My legs are become thick. I was thin, but now I'm fat. It's Britney Spears. I want a slim body. I'm very fat. I want you, I want you, I want you, I want you. I want you, I want you, I want you. I want to lose weight. They don't feel beautiful, and they most often feel ugly. They are always looking at their faults, not what is good about them, what's wrong with them. My eyes are not big. My eyes are small. My eyes are too small. I have black skin. The leg hair, which is abundant. My legs look like jungle. Maybe she thinks this is a very serious thing. To me, it's very funny. But to her, it's a very serious thing. My legs look like a jungle. Oh my God, what am I going to do? My legs have become thick. I want to be tall. I'm very, very short. I'm not tall. My eyes are small. I hate my eyes. My eyes is not big. It's a secret. I have small eyes and a flat nose. I hate my face. My body is not mine. Every time I read this, I get chills. Because I think she's saying a lot. I don't know what I want to do. I don't know what I want to do. My body's not mine. Okay, so I think with all of this information, and I only give you a little bit of it, but looking at these, I could really feel my students' despair. They're very worried, and we should be worried too. We should be worried about adolescents' emotional health. A lot of people talk about economic health, bodily health, but I think just as important is emotional health. And these secrets to me show that they are not emotionally healthy. That they are feeling something which they cannot overcome by themselves, right? So many people expect many things from me, and I'm so tired. I think in America many students feel like this, but I think in Korea this is normal. Right? Some people are nodding. You can tell me afterwards if you don't think it's normal. No problem. Okay. So, I think time is running out, personally. This person also thinks time is running out, right? They're always thinking about the future, but the future is coming too quickly. I need to fix many things. I need to prepare for the future, but the future is coming too quickly, right? I know that time waits for no one, but I want to catch the time. They want to stop time so that they can prepare better, so that they can be better, because they feel like they are failing. They always feel like they're failing. This one says, sometimes I feel like I'm losing the mind of a child. I'm not a child anymore. I'm losing my innocence. Youth is not eternal. So profound. A philosopher, I think. It's so true. Youth is very, very short. And these students feel it is even shorter. Time is too fast. They're running out of time. And we know that this is a problem. We know in Korea that emotional health is a problem because this is a problem. Right? This was really difficult for me as a teacher to see because I didn't know what to do for them. They don't know what to do for them, and I also didn't know what to do for them. Actually, I'm an angel. I want to go home. So sometimes they were very poetic. Sometimes they were very blunt. So it's very obvious that emotional health needs to be addressed. Our adolescents are in a state of emotional emergency. Maybe they are happy sometimes. Maybe on the weekends they are downtown drinking coffee with their friends and they are happy. But to me, what is more important is to be happy throughout the week, not just on the weekends. To feel not like a failure all the time. Because we know that right now, this is how they feel. That they're sinking into melancholia. Melancholia is a long, extended period of suffering. It's not a short period with an end. Melancholia doesn't end. Right? And this is what the student is saying. I want to get out as soon as possible. They want to leave their childhood as soon as possible, or they want to leave their life. I don't know. I want to leave wherever. So I got this really wonderful postcard. I don't know who it was from, but she says, "To lovely Noelle, am I the only one who is thinking like this? I don't know really. What can I do for me? I want to love. I want to have this problem solution." She's lonely, sad, alone. She feels alone. So she's asking me, what can I do to solve this problem? Okay, so what are your suggestions on how to help our teenagers? I'm really asking. Do you have any? Yeah.
I think one of the parents' responsibility as well to conduct kind of like a counseling to the children, especially the girls. They need time and they need best friend, and most of the time mothers are the role that they really need. It's always good if the mother can have like a one-to-one session, like whenever or wherever, and then just talk anything, and then to be someone that the daughter can open up to.
Time.
Yep, time.
Time spent together.
Yes.
Time it waits for no one.
Yeah.
Remember? Yeah.
Yep.
Time. Any other suggestions? I know you're thinking.
They need more peer interaction.
Peer interaction.
Because they are competing against each other frequently, and then they do not get into personal touch frequently.
I think that's a really great point. One of the secrets I received was, I'm afraid of my friend because they are smarter than me. That was one secret. So they are afraid of their friends, but maybe they should be loving their friends unconditionally without the pressure of performance, right? This pressure of failure, constant ideas of failure.
Corresponding with together is unconscious. Is the communication is throughout. Is the communication important?
Communication is very important, and I think that is the basis of this project. These students were communicating to me something that they didn't feel comfortable communicating. So maybe a first step is communication, right? Okay, well, here are my suggestions. And again, I'm just a visitor, and this is just something that I think maybe could help. And they're little, and then they're big. Okay, so schools. I think there should be counselors in all the high schools, but I think these counselors should help students with emotional health. Because sometimes in Korea, when you see a counselor, many people think, oh, you are mentally ill, right? There's a stigma against going to a counselor for help. But in the US, there are many counselors, and I'm just using the US as a comparison because that's my experience. It's not saying the US is any better in any way. We have a lot of problems, trust me. But in the US, there are counselors who will help students. And it's not, if you go to the counselor, people don't think you are ill. They think you just need to talk to someone. If you can't talk to your parents, you talk to the counselor, right? And I think this would be really valuable for students in a short term. So if they feel really lost, and really lonely, they have somebody they can talk to. Somebody, okay? And the other one, friends, family, community. I think reassuring your teenagers that they are not failures. is a little thing you can do with big consequences, big effects on the people that you love. Remember a time when you had so much stress and then someone said, "It'll be okay." That person did a little thing, but to you, it was a huge effect, right? And I think this needs to become a habit. Not just parents, not just sisters, not just friends, community members. I think everybody should be reassuring teenagers, it's okay. You're not a failure. You failed one test, it's okay. Everyone fails one test sometimes, right? It will be okay. The end of the world is not coming, right? The end of the world will not happen. Spend quality time with them and allow them to have breaks. I think breaks are really important. Again, the way Koreans think is, oh my gosh, if I take a break, then I lose an opportunity to get ahead. I lose an opportunity if I take a break. But I think it would be really good if people started thinking, taking a break is actually productive for emotional health. Okay? And then the last one, society. Now this is a big one. Telling everyone you are not a failure, that's a little thing. But society in Korea, this is a big change, but I think it would help. We should want our teenagers to have a higher quality of life, meaning maybe they sleep more than 4 hours one night. Maybe during Christmas vacation or winter vacation, they actually take a break. And we should choose to value life now, not just in the future. Now and the future. But now matters. Happiness now matters, I think. These are just my suggestions, of course. You are Korean society, so it's up to you. Okay, so I had many depressing postcards, but I did receive this one, which is my favorite postcard. I'm not a shorty. I'm a cutie and lovely. So she's saying, I'm short, but I don't care. I still feel beautiful. Which is a very powerful thing for a girl in Korea to say. And I like this because I am also short. So this is now my secret, right? I'm not a shorty. I am cutie and lovely. And I want to be a giraffe. It's okay, no problem. Yeah. But maybe I will never be a giraffe. I think I'm still growing, but people tell me I'm not. So there is hope. Some students are getting emotional support. Some are, right? We just need to help the other ones, right? Okay, so I told you that I'm doing research. So my current research interests, because of this project, and because I spent so much time with high school girls, I also want to research high school boys. But I'm really interested now in food, the relationship with food, high school students and food. A lot of people talk about weight, but the relationship with food here is so important. Because high school is the time where earlier your parents told you eat more. And then in college your parents tell you go on a diet. High school is the time of transition. So for me, eating habits and teenagers in high school are very interesting. And it tells me a lot about Korean society and experience. So if you have any insight or would like to talk to me about this or about the others, let me know. Okay? The end. The end.